Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video and well, I'm excited. Today I'm gonna do just like a makeup tutorial of my everyday makeup. I don't necessarily wear this every single day, but it's kind of just like my go-to if I'm wanting to do like a full glam look. And I have all of my favorite products out, like all the products that I use on a day-to-day basis that I know that I love. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first product I'm going to be using is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is my favorite primer. It just has always worked so good with every different foundation that I have tried. It's never mixed weird with a foundation when I decide to try a new one. So I'm gonna just rub this all over my face. I usually just use my hands for primer. After primer, I always use this foundation. It's my favorite full coverage, I guess medium to full coverage foundation. And it's pretty inexpensive too. I think it's 15-20 bucks. And so this is the Maybelline Superstay foundation, and the shade I use is 110 Porcelain. I'm just going to use my Morphe M439 brush. It's my favorite buffer brush. Ooh, that needs to be cleaned. But yeah, this is just what I use pretty much every time I do my foundation. And then I will go in with a sponge after to just smooth everything out and make sure that it isn't just sitting on the skin, looks more natural. So, and I have a mirror over here, so if you see me looking over this direction, it's because I am looking into my mirror to make sure everything looks good. And I'm sure right now you're like, wow, Caitlin, that is not your skin color. Because you can see a huge difference between the foundation and my face, but that's just because I have a lot of redness in my skin already. So I try to use a color that matches more with my neck rather than my face, because my face is pretty inconsistent in color because it does have a lot of redness and different tones throughout it. So once I get this all on, you'll see that it kind of blends into my neck better. Okay. Then I just make sure that it's really blended into my ear area so you don't see a harsh line there, and make sure that it's blended up into my hairline. And make sure that it's blended nice down my neck so I don't have that harsh line of discoloration. So after I do that, I just go in with my blender and I just pat it out all over my face just to make sure that it's kind of more into the skin, so it doesn't look like I'm have a layer of foundation on my face. And once I do that, I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and I'll put this under my eyes, on my eyelids, and I usually put it on my nose and the center of my face to highlight those areas. So yeah, I'm gonna put it under my eyes, on my eyelids. And I'll blend that out with my beauty sponge. Okay, and then once I have that all blended in, I'll go and put it down the center of my face. And I like to put the concealer on, blend it out, and then put more concealer on, because sometimes I'll use different concealers and I know that some dry faster than others. So I want to make sure I put it on, then blend it right away after, so it's not drying before I get the chance to blend it out. Okay, and then the next step is powder. I use a loose powder, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in 05 Fair. So that's what that one looks like. And this one is a really good drugstore powder. So now I'm just going to take that powder onto my beauty blender. I'm going to go underneath my eyes to set the concealer. And I'll go on top of my eyelids as well. And I'll do the same with the other eye. And then once I set underneath my eyes and on my eyelids, I'll just go in with a brush to apply the rest all over my face. And I usually go quite heavy with my powder, just because I'm more on the combination oily side, and this powder will really mattify your skin. So I find that the more I put on, the more it'll like last throughout the day and help fight those oils. And the brush that I use for my powder is the Morphe E61. It's just like a big fluffy brush. Okay, so now that I'm done my foundation, concealer, and powder, I'm looking a little bit pale and a little bit flat. So I'm going to go in with my cheek products like my blush, my bronzer, and my highlight. And for bronzer, I use the Marc Jacobs, I think it's Tantastic. Yeah, Tantastic. This is such an amazing bronzer. It is a little bit more expensive, and it's broken. Great. Okay. Okay, even though my powder for my bronzer is broken, I'm still going to use it. And to apply this, I'm going to use a Morphe M437, which looks like this. I like to use a little bit of a smaller bronzer contour brush because I find that it is easier to apply because you can be more precise with it. I know that a lot of people will use something bigger like this, but yeah, I like to use one that's a little bit smaller so I can be more precise with like where I'm putting it. So for my bronzer, I'm just going to put it in like the hollows of my cheek, where if the sun was out, like where shadows would be from my like cheekbone. Yeah, so with bronzer, it's kind of to, I guess, sculpt your face and bring back a little bit of color. I really like bronzer because I'm super pale, so it brings a little bit more of like that sun-kissed like color back to my skin. So I will apply this on my cheek areas. And with my bronzer as well, I like to go in where my hairline is and kind of bring it down into my forehead, just to minimize the size of my forehead. Not that I think that I have a huge forehead or anything, but it's nice to also kind of add some color, make your face look a little bit more even, I guess. Yeah, so I'll put this like up in my hairline and then bring it down onto my forehead. But I won't bring it completely down into the center, just around the edges. And then I'll go onto my temple area and just kind of attach the bronzer on my forehead to the bronzer on my cheeks. Okay, and then the last thing that I'll do with my bronzer is I will take this little brush that I have right here. I got this when I bought the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. They always come with like one of these small little brushes. Woo! And so when I bought it, I saved this brush because I like to use it on my nose for bronzer, just to like, so I'm not looking too bronzed on the outside and like pale on the inside, just like bring back a little bit of color to like the center of my face, and it'll give like a little bit more definition to my nose. So I'll take this and I'll just apply it on the sides of my nose. Some people will take like a smaller, more precise brush to really like define their nose, but I just like to put a little bit on just to tie back the bronzer in with the center of my face a little bit more. So I'll put down the sides and I'll go on the tip like so. Okay, and then once I'm done with my bronzer, I'm going to go in with blush. And for blush, I have the Nars Orgasm blush. I just bought this and I have been obsessed with it because I love how it has like a little bit of the like gold shimmer in with the pink. So I'm going to take that, and I use with this, I don't think it has a number. It's just a Quo brush that I picked up at the drugstore, but I really do like it for applying blush. So I'll go in and I usually smile and I'll put the blush like on the apples of my cheeks and kind of put it up in with the bronzer to mix them together a little bit. And then the last thing I'll do with my blush is I'll just put a little bit on the tip of my nose, just to add a little bit more color. And I usually go a little bit heavy-handed with the blush just because I really love blush, and I find that a lot of times it will fade throughout the day, so I usually go a little bit more heavy-handed with it. So then what I'll do next is I will fill in my eyebrows, and I'm going to do this off camera really quickly, and if you guys would like to see like an eyebrow tutorial on how I do my eyebrows, let me know in the comments. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I now have my eyebrows on, and I look like a completely different person, but it's okay. So for eyebrows, in case you were wondering, I use the Pure, what's it called? Arch Nemesis 4-in-1 brow pencil, and I use the shade Dark. I like this pencil because on one side it is like that like micro pencil, really fine tip, and then if you take off the other side, it's a little bit thicker. So you can use like the micro end to like outline your brows and like shape them, and then you can use that thicker tip to fill them in, so you kind of have like double the product. So I find that this lasts a lot longer than a different brow pencil that would only have like the one side. And then over top of the pencil, I use an eyebrow gel, and it's the 24-Hour Brow Setter by Benefit, and it's just like a clear eyebrow gel. So when you pull it out, it looks like that, has like the little like mascara wand side, and I use this just to like fluff up my brows and keep them in place. Okay, so then next, once I have my eyebrows done, I go in with eyeshadow. Sometimes I'll just skip eyeshadow and I'll put like mascara, lip on, highlight, and I'll be done. I usually do that like when I'm going to work and I just have to like do my base makeup. Okay, yeah, and in case you guys were wondering, this is my sister in the background and my cat Ginger. He's very peacefully laying down. Mac, would you like to shout out any of your social medias? For all my F-E-E, that's me Fifi. Me Fifi is her Instagram. What is it? It's a top I just made. So anyways, for eyeshadow, I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill palette. This is like her first palette. She recently just came out with a second one that has more, I think it's more like pinkish shades in it. But this one has a lot of neutrals, and then it also has some blues for like pops of colors. But yeah, this is my favorite eyeshadow palette. So let's go ahead here. By the way, I think most of the brushes that I'm using in this video are Morphe brushes. They're the best and they're pretty inexpensive too, and you can usually buy like kits in like a pretty good like bundle. You'll get like a bunch of brushes for like a really good price. So yeah, all of these eyeshadow brushes I'm using are all Morphe like blending brushes. Okay, so the first shade that I think I'm going to take today is going to be like more of a transition shade. So I'm going to take Silk Cream, which is that shade there. Not that lighter one, that darker one there. I'm going to take Silk Cream, and I'm going to just take it with one of my big fluffy Morphe blender brushes. But yeah, I'm going to take this into my crease. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this eye because you guys can see it, and then I'm going to do the other eye off of camera just so it's not like back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, so I'll do this eye. I'm just going to go in with my crease here, put it in the crease, and then I'll blend it up. What I love about this eyeshadow palette is the shades are just so pigmented and blendable. And I find that with a lot of the Morphe eyeshadow palettes. They have like a lot of good collabs with different YouTubers, which is really fun. Okay, so once I've got this color in my crease there, I'm going to go in the same brush actually. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker, more browny shade. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's called Mocha. I'm just gonna go in with the same brush. So I'll go in with that Mocha shade and put it again in my crease, just over top of that transition shade, and to deepen it a little bit. I'm going to just kind of blend it out in the outer crease area. Okay, and then after that, I'm going to go in with another like deeper shade. I'm going to go with this shade. It's called Soda Pop. It looks really dark in the camera. Like it almost looks black in the camera, but it's more of like a chocolatey deep brown color. So I'm going to go in with a different brush. And with this shade, what did I do? Oh God. Oh God. How did that happen? Okay. Well, that's not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, well, I'm gonna fix that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I fixed it. Yeah, just use a little bit of a makeup wipe, a little bit of concealer, and we're good. Okay, anyways, where was I? Yeah, so I'm taking Soda Pop. I'm gonna go just on the outer corner. Add a little bit of depth. And at first I'm going to just use patting motions to really get the pigment on there. And then I'm going to do some circling, blending motions to smoke that outer corner. I'm just going to use excess powder on that brush to slightly blend it into the crease a little bit and blend it up a little bit. So once I've got that all blended out, I'm going to go in and do my lower lash line. And I have no idea where I got this brush. I think it must have been from Winners, but it's kind of like a flatter brush. And I always use this for my lower lash line because I can find that I can really get in there with this guy. The brand is Oli and Olivia. Couldn't tell you if that's still a thing because I got this a very long time ago. But anyways, so for my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the same 3 colors. And I'm just going to build them up. So I'll go in with the Silk Cream shade. And just put that along the entire lower lash line. And then I'll go in with the second color, Mocha. And I'm just going to put this on the outer portion of my lower lash line. And then lastly, I'm going to go in with Soda Pop and just go on the outer portion of my lower lash line again. Okay, so once I'm done that is about it for like the matte shades. But I usually will go in with a shimmer on the inside there. Okay, I couldn't find the brush that I wanted to use, but I grabbed another brush, like a flat-ended brush, which is just a little bit smaller than that one that I used for my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with this sparkly shade here. It's like a sparkly gold shade. I'm going to go with that, and the shade is called Queen. I'm going to pack it on my brush, and then I'm going to go in the corner there. And it's almost like a fake cut crease. Because it's not like super precise. Once I got that gold shade on there, I'm just going to go in with a Morphe brush with no product on it. And I'm just going to blend that sparkle. So I think that's it for eyeshadow. I'm going to go do my other eye off of camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished the other eye off of camera and I'm thinking they're looking pretty good, pretty symmetrical. So next step is going to be mascara. I always just use this eyelash curler that I got. I think that the brand is Revlon, if I'm not mistaken. Just got it from the drugstore. I'll curl my eyelashes. After curling my eyelashes, I'm going in with my all-time favorite mascara. It is called Bad Gal Bang by Benefit Cosmetics, and it has more of like that plasticky brush opposed to like the bristle ones, and I just find that this mascara makes my eyelashes look so long and so full. They never stick together when I use this mascara. Sometimes I find with like the mascaras that have more of a bristled end, they can get a little bit more chunky. And that is why I like to use the ones that are a plastic brush. Okay, so then once I apply that mascara, I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner to put on my waterline, and then also I'll put it on the top. So the one that I'm using right now is called the Endless Silky Eye Pen by Pixi. That's what it looks like. So I will just apply this on my waterlines. And then what I do is I put it on my waterline, I close my eyes, and I'll go back and forth like this, so then it gets on the top part there. I like doing this because it makes my eyes look darker, like where my mascara is. And there we are. So now that I'm done my eyes, I'm going to go in with some highlighter. This is my favorite highlighter ever. It is by Ofra Cosmetics, and it is a collaboration with Nikki Tutorials, and this shade is called Glazed Donut. I am very, very fair, so I always lean towards more like a white-ish highlighter. So yeah, this one is very light. It would not work for somebody who has darker like skin complexion. So I will apply it there, and then I will also go down the center of my nose and the tip of my nose on my cupid's bow. And then I will take this smaller brush. It is a Morphe M213, very, very tiny, and I will use this to highlight the inner portions of my eyes, the inner corners. Woo! Look at that highlight. And I will also put it on my brow bones. We're almost done. For lips, this is my favorite liquid lipstick ever. It is the best formula, and I just love this color. It is Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick, best formula ever, and it's in shade Mannequin. So I always do my bottom lip first. And then I will go like that, and then do the top portion. Okay, there we go. And I do overline my lips a little bit, and it's not necessarily because I want my lips to look bigger. I have a really weird and like uneven lip line, so I always have to like overline them to make them even, I guess. So last step, setting spray. My favorite setting spray is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'm almost out of this as well. But yeah, I just love this one. I find that it helps my makeup last throughout the day, and I love the like spray on it. It's so light. Like as you see, it's like just it's not harsh. Like you won't spray it and it just on your face. It's very like misty and light. That is it for my not every day, I guess more go-to makeup routine if I want like a full face of makeup, like a full glam, if I want to do some eyeshadow, like just do the whole beat. So yeah, this is it. This is the final result. And yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram. It's just Caitlin Everson. No underscores, no spaces, nothing else. Just Caitlin Everson. And my Twitter, which is Kate Everson. Thanks for watching my video, and like and subscribe. Bye.